Hey guys, we are back. So let's remove the first shelf. It maintained its integrity good. I was a little concerned that maybe the moisture would have damaged the shelving unit. There may be some bubbles that lifted. I actually know that is the print or the surface of the shelving unit. I'll always keep the receipt because if there is damage to the shelving unit, I'll return it to Home Depot. So let's pull this off gently, just like this, because we know that methyl cellulose will seep through the Rimet paper. Once it seeps through the Rimet paper, then there's an issue. Now, I'll tell you right now, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but this paper towel, based on where it was pressed with Big Bertha and the shelving units, is smooth as ice. So that's a good sign. And me getting this actual bookbinding press, in my opinion, was like me getting gold because it's a game changer. Let's see how this shelving unit went through the procedure, and it's pretty good. So let's slowly peel away the cover. Let's place it on the shelving unit and let's see what the results are. And again, I'm looking right now, and I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but this paper towel is so smooth based on the pressure of the Big Bertha press. There is no better press, in my opinion. You can use a clamshell press or all the other types of presses that people use in the comic community. But I have to say, the old school is better than anything that I've experienced. So let's slowly peel this away. We do not want to pull any graphics up. And to be honest, the best bet in doing it is gently taking your tool and putting it where the glue was put, or in this case methyl cellulose, and just slowly rock it back and get it in there to break the bond of the methyl cellulose and the Rimet paper and the Tengojo paper. So here we go. There was a repair done there, and I know there was a repair done up here that I just broke. So I should be able to pull this away. So there it is. There is the cover, and it's the interior of the cover. Now, I only washed it with water and Palmolive. I did not aggressively wash the cover with any type of chemicals, deacidification in the form of calcium hydroxide. I did not try to whiten the page or the interior of the page by using actual chloramine T or anything like that. And the reason why we did not do that is because I want to preserve the graphics, or the whites and the reds and the yellows, in the interior or the exterior of the cover. So as I am looking at it now, I think we did a pretty good job. I do not see any color lift that happened. There is no color lift on the Rimet, because a lot of times with the faucet books, when you do an aqueous bath, there is color lift that happens. I do feel that I can work on these whites now with a dry cleaning, but the important thing is the ridges that were once here as a result of the cover being in such poor condition are flattened out. And I can feel that this is a nice flat cover right now, and I do believe it is more supple. So right now, if I wanted to, I can easily move the cover and bend it without fear of it actually cracking, and it is it's an all better cover, or a lot better cover. And then look at the cuts, the way they cut these covers back then. There's nothing in the golden age that is consistent. So if I put a straight edge, let's see if the camera's picking this up. If I put a straight edge on the bottom, you see the cockeyed cut that this book has. And this is just the nature of the beast in dealing with Golden Age comics. It's not where someone trimmed this cover. This is the way it was made from the factory. So, what are we going to do next? What I am thinking that we are going to do is, if the book is going to get a conserved grade, I think I'm going to go full conservation light, like I said in a few uploads. And the main goal of doing this conservation is that hopefully we can get a book that you can thumb through and that you can read. So right here is the ancient newsprint that I found in my attic. It's about 10-15 years old. So the color is not gray, it's a little tan. So what I want to do now is I want to create some paper pulp, because we are going to just leaf cast the actual spine of this book. So I'll leaf cast it with my guides. I'll put a piece here, meaning the film, the plastic film, and I'll put a piece right here. And then we'll just leaf cast in this missing area, because if we're going to get a conserved grade, why should we not get one that is where you can open and thumb through the book? So, how are we going to do this with the colors? Right there we have the actual vintage cards, vintage, not cardstock, newsprint. And I'm thinking that this tone tan may be a perfect mix to get it where it will match up. That's what I think we're going to do. So I'm going to take this right now, and I'm going to get my little beaker here, or my measuring bowl, and I am going to just tear the paper up. We don't need a lot. I don't need a lot of pulp because I'm not doing the whole perimeter. And we're just going to put this in. We're going to put about a half a sheet of this tone tan, which I think in combination, both of them together will match up quite well. And let me know in the comments, guys and ladies, do you think that this is silly doing the leaf casting? I don't think so. If this was a complete book, I don't think I would do the leaf casting. I would try to keep it a straight universal label. But right now, as it stands, we have a situation where it is going to be conserved no matter what. But I do want to try to keep it as original as possible. So that's why I'm not going to go about leaf casting this cut or leaf casting over the rip. We're going to let the Tengojo paper take care of that issue and that issue. So that's it for this upload, guys. I'm going to make the pulp, and maybe off camera, I'm going to clean this white a little bit, because when you do the dry cleaning, I like to do it off camera, because I have to be honest, when I do it, I like to really get close and get in there. And I don't want to film the back of my head and you guys being having a view of it being blocked where you're not seeing anything. So there is some dirt that came up in what I just did. So let's cover this and let's just do a quick cleaning of this portion of the cover. And I go nice and slow with the eraser. And I'm just going to go over the whites. I don't want to do a lot of the colors because yellows and reds are notorious for coming up when you do not want it to come up. So what I do is I look and I see when I'm doing the dry cleaning whether there is any lift or any color or dirt that's coming up. And I see a little bit doing it just the way I'm doing it. So there is some improvement that's happening, but it's not much. But we wouldn't be doing justice to this beautiful book if we just didn't go over it once like this. And you can go over it after you clean it with the aqueous bath. There's nothing that will prevent you from being able to remove some of the actual dirt that's on it after you do the aqueous bath. And I've done this method before many times in the past. And I'm going to be honest, there's not much that's coming off, but I do think it would benefit from giving it a nice cleaning, a nice dry cleaning, taking my time in doing it and doing it off camera just to give it a little bit better presentation. But all in all, it's not that bad, and I want to try to keep it more on the original side than making it bright white. Now, if I wanted to, I can take this cover and I could have worked on it more. I could have put it through a few of the baths with chloramine tea, maybe some other things that I do to whiten out the covers, but that's not the goal in this book. We want to try to make it more original, and that's the game plan that I decided to do, and we're going to stick to it. But the leaf casting will definitely give it a nicer bond to the rest of the book. And I think I'm going to do what Collecting Chaos suggested in relation to doing the leaf casting of the first page of the interior so that it is consistent in size. So that's it for now, guys. I'm going to take the book or the cover and I'm going to put it back into Big Bertha. After my pulp soaks overnight, we'll blend it and we will actually test it out and we'll see how the color is. And then I'll leaf cast this spine 1, 2, 3. It's very easy to do. I can do it quickly. I just have to remove the paper pulp that I have for my Flash Comic 78, which I still did not leaf cast. So if we tilt the camera over, there is the Flash Comic 78 between my glass. And sometimes I like to take a break from a book, just like that Brave and the Bold, and start a new project because I like to spice it up and do some different things. So I hope you enjoyed the upload. Thank you for stopping by and stay tuned.